George, you here last week, so alright. There's one yeah. Alright, let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. طب I'll say it مرة. First week response for Kiahk. بشويصور بين غبريل اهي اويشن زخرياس بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of اولي بشوشن اليصابت اكد شوسيني باتري ارشيس اكتايوت ان بروفيتيس جم بأون تنفخني جن ميسي انتني هي يومي افوني امك ننجفز موت. So we'll do one verse at a time. Alright. So we'll focus on the first verse. Yeah, قول معايا. يلا 1 2 3 بشويس اور بن غبريل اهي اويش ان زخرياس بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of اولي مبشوشن اليصابت again يلا 1 2 3 بشويس اور بن غبريل اهي اويشن زخرياس بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of اولي مبشوشن اليصابت. Yeah, بجن ميسي. Is it one person? Sure. بشويس اور بن غبريل اهي اويش ان زخرياس بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of اولي ممشوشن اليصابت. Do you remember this, Maina? You remember from last week? Yep. Yalla again. 1 2 3 بشويس اور بن غبريل اي اويشن زخرياس بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of اولي مبشوشن اليصابت. Just the in Zacharias bjen misi. Yeah. Yalla again. 1 2 3 بشويس اور بن غبريل اهي اويشن زخرياس بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of اولي مبشوشن اليصابت. Very good. One more time and then we'll go to Ekechos. Yalla 1 2 3 بشويس اور بن غبريل اي اويشن زخر هياس ام بجن ميسي انت يؤنس of Olium Shosheneli Savet. And then second verse high. Ekchosi enni patere arshis. So one thing I noticed with the first part in this verse is it almost slows down a little bit in patre yarshis. So the way that the recording is ekentro si enni patre yarshis. I don't know if that's by accident or on purpose. Ekentro si enni patre yarshis. It's almost as if it slows down a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Shad. One, two, I'm saying. Ekechosi enni patere arshis. Tani, one. Yeah, I know. That's how it was in the recording. Ekechosi enni patere arshis. Enni profetis GMPO onton Kenni genmisi Enteni heyomi F oni emmok. Sorry, there's a delivery. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Ekechosi enni patere arshis. And then ektayot enne prophetis على طول. Enne prophetis. And then JMPO on tonf. Kenni jen misi. Enteni heyomi F oni emmok. So that last line, every word kind of takes its own time. Enteni heyomi F oni emmok. Yeah? Let's say it together from Ekechos. 1, 2, 3. Ekechosi enni patere arshis ekta yot enne profitis jembe onton kenni jen misi enteni heyomi F oni emmok. Yeah. Let's not pause too much in between any prophecies and JMP. Yeah, that part. Yeah. Does it finish what? High. لا عشان جيفز مرقوت is low. جيفز مرقوت جيفيوت. This is the high verse. This one starts high, yeah. So you could do it from the verse before it. So that's if you're gonna link it. But if you're gonna pause, then you don't do that high bit. Okay. So I'll say it once. Ekechosi enni patere arshis ektayot enni profitis jembe onton kenni jen misi enteni heyomi F oni emmok. We'll say it together. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Eketshosieni patrei arshis ekta yot en brofitis jempe onton khenijen misi enteni heyomi ef oni emok jefes maroten. Yep. Beautiful. Let's put them all together. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Ebshois or ben Gabriel ehi oishen Zacharias emebjen misi ente Yoannes of oli emebshoshen eli savet Eketshosieni patrei arshis ekta yot en brofitis jempe onton khenijen misi enteni heyomi ef oni mok and then Jefez Marot. Yes, for sure. يلا تاني. Yes, we can say after Ekechos, yes. So these two verses first and then Jefez Manot, okay? Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Ebshois or ben Gabriel ehi oishen Zacharias emebjen misi ente Yoannes of oli emebshoshene nisavet Eketshosieni patrei arshis ekta yot en brofitis jembe onton khenijen misi enteni heyomi ef oni emok Jefez maroten jeviot nem shirinem ebnev ma ethoab tetrei sejik evolten osh. All right, we're going to say the verse for week 2. We're going to go straight into it because we should know it. Yeah, tentin empi shere tesmos. Tismos. Nem Gabriel pi angelos jeshere ke charitomeni o kireios metaso. Does anyone not know it? Can we say it once? And then Edvivai. We'll go into Edvivai as well. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Tentinem pishere tesmos. Tentinem pishere tesmos. Yeah. So start it again for us. Yeah. So tentinem pishere tesmos nem Gabriel pi ang. Yeah. Not tentinem, not the high one. Tentinem pi. So on the ne is where we go up. Tentinem pishere tesmos. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Tentinem pishere tesmos nem Gabriel bi angelos jeshere ke charitomeni o kireios metaso Edvevai tenti one hoste otoko sensei yoniven mati ho ebshois ere yegon entefkanen novi nanevol Jef and we know that. I have a question. When we say it in the liturgy, obviously the Tailimi recordings, they pause like that in between every verse. When we say it in the liturgy, I think I recall we didn't used to pause. So should we practice it without the pause? Yeah?
It's not wrong.
It's alright.
It's not wrong. Absolutely not. Is that the main tune? No.
Just so that we can all sing together. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not wrong at all.
Just so we can sing it together.
We don't want to get too caught up on these very silly things. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Mark. These are very silly. Whoever starts higher starts lower. Whoever's starting, we go with him. We as a church, we're going to start low. Another church wants to start high. It's not wrong. So let's not get our brains too confused. Because you mentioned saying choir. What is this? Is a choir? We don't need to think like that.
Yeah.
That's low.
He starts at low in the recordings. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you see someone saying high, it's not wrong. Yeah, that's why we're learning it low.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can sing together. The best rule is just wait for the leader to start and then follow the leader. Yeah. All right. What was I going to say? So we'll try it without the gap in between the verses. All right. So we're not going to pause, George. Yeah. We're going to keep going from one verse to the next. All right. Yellow, 1, 2, 3. Huh? Those two dots are to signal between the parts. So there's 4 parts in each verse. All I'm saying is when we get to the very end, where we go, O Kyrios metaso envevai, we're going to link them, okay? Yeah. Okay? We're not going to do the pause. I think that's what we do in the liturgies anyway. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Tentinem pisheretes mos nem Gabriel bi angelos jeshereke charitomeni o Kyrios me taso edvevai tenti one Toko sensei oniven mati ho epshois Egonen tefkanen novi nane volje fezmarot enje eviot nemepshiri nembi nevma. Beautiful. We know the rest. Just one quick thing. Mati ho e epshois, not emepshois. Mati ho e epshois. Yeah. Mati ho e epshois e ehreigon. Yeah. Should we go to week 3? How are you? We'll go to week 3. Tenechisi. Taban Tentinempi is talking about the Annunciation, so Archangel Gabriel announcing to Saint Mary, and then this one, Tenechisi, we're talking about Elizabeth and the birth of Saint John. Yeah. Anyone not know it? Beautiful. Let's say it together. 1, 2. Same starting. Yeah. Tenechisi emochen o ene. Yalla, again. 1, 2, 3. Tenechisi emochen o emem nem Elisabeth tisengenis جتس مرؤوت ثخني هي يومي فز مرؤوت جئب اوطا انت تنجي انزم. For sure. Yep. Alright, listening once. تنجيسي اموخن او ام بشا نم الي صابت تي سنجنيس جتس مرو اوتن ثوخني هي يومي فز مرو اوتن جائب اوتا انت تنجي يا باي. Yep. Say it again from Tenechisi. 1, 2, 3. Tenechisi emochen o emebsha nem Elisabeth tisengenis jetes maru oten thocheni hey yomi efez maru oten jeeb ota انت نجي اذ بايتنتي او ne hoste oto consensei same as the last one. Novi beautiful. So same as week 2, the second verse is Edvivai. So it's just Tenechisi that changes. Alright, week 4. Week 4. So week 4 is a different one. Did I click week 4? There we go. Elisabeth asmisen oshiri. Let's go through the words. Let's go through the words. Elisabeth asmisi en oshiri. Do you want to repeat it? Yeah. Asmisi oshiri. Very good. Asmoti epifran. J-U-N-S. Zacharias P-O-Wib. Af-O-On En-Rof. F-Hos E-If-Noti. So listen to the first part. Elisabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran J-U-N-S. Asmoti ebevran J-U-N-S. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I'll say it again. Elisabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran J-U-N-S. So asmoti ebevran and then slow it down. So en oshiri we cut. Elisabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran J-U-N-S. Together. 1, 2, 3. Elisabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran J-U-N-S. Very good. Again. 1, 2, 3. Elisabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran J-U-N-S. Zacharias. Listening. Zacharias B-O-Wib Av-O-On En-Rof Ev-Hos Ev-Noti. So yeah, that last part's tricky. So Zacharias P-O-Wib is slow, but then we cut P-O-Wib, and then Av-O-On En-Rof Ev-Hos, and then we slow down. Ev-Noti. Yes. So Zacharias be oib. We cut it. Of on in a rof of a horse evnoti. Yeah. I'll say it again. Zacharias be oib. Of on in a rof of a horse evnoti. Let's say that part together. 1, 2, 3. Zacharias be oib. Of on in a rof of a horse evnoti. Beautiful. Again, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Zacharias be oib. Of on and rof evos evnoti. Very good. From the start. Elizabeth. 1, 2, 3. Elizabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran Jeyu Anes Zacharias be oib of on and rofev hose evnoti. Beautiful. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Elizabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevran Jeyu Anes Zacharias be oib of on and rofevos Beautiful. Empe on ton fenigen. Oh, let's go through the words. Empe on tonf. Fenigen misi. Enteni heyomi. If oni emok. Enthok oneshti. Kheni eth o wabtiro. Yoannes Pireftions. Beautiful. And then you'll notice the first half of the verse is the same as the previous week. Yeah? When we're talking about Elizabeth and St. John. But it's a little bit different. Ashan hena, we start with Empe or Onton. In the week before, it's like in the middle of the verse. So this is the second verse, so we're starting high. Empe o onton fcheni gen misi enteni heyomi efoni emok. So gen misi ka, and then enteni heyomi. So I'll say it again. Empe o onton fcheni gen misi Enteni heyomi efoni emok. Empe o onton fcheni gen misi. Enteni heyomi efoni emok. Everyone together. 1, 2, 3. Empe o onton fcheni gen misi. Enteni heyomi foni emok. Again, 1, 2, 3. Empe o onton fcheni gen misi. Enteni heyomi efoni emok. And then the second part, Enthok o neshti cheni eth o abtiro. Yoannes birefti oms. So there's a lot of words, yeah? Enthok o neshti cheni eth o abtiro. So slow, and then quick, and then slow. Enthok o neshti cheni eth o abtiro. Yoannes birefti oms. Can we say that part together? Yellow, 1, 2, 3. En thok o neshti cheni et oabetiro yo anes virefti oms. Again, 1, 2, 3. En thok o neshti cheni et oabetiro yo anes virefti. Let's put it all together from MP o ontonf. 1, 2, 3. MP o onton frenni genmisi enteni heyomi efoni emmok enthok o neshti chenni eth oabetiro yo annes bire ti oms. Again. Should we listen to it? Listen to it. It's yeah. The tricky thing is it's not an Ibrahim recording, but it's okay. By SoundCloud. Huh? No. Okay, gospel response. It's
قابل choice or
yes. So in terms of that part, I had learned.
sounds very
I'll say it once. This is the definitive way, and then we'll say it a couple of times just to make sure that it sticks. Okay? So listen to it once. Empeon ton freni gen misi enteni heyomi efoni emok enthok oneshti cheni eth oabetiro yo anes birefti oms. Yeah? Yalla, let's say it together a couple of times and then we'll move on. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Empe o onton frenni gen misi enteni heyomi efoni emo enthok o neshti chenni eth oabetiro yo anes birefti. Again, 1, 2, 3. Empe o onton frenni gen misi enteni oni emok enthok o neshti chenni eth oabetiro yo anesbi. Yalla, last time. 1, 2, 3. Embe onton frenni gen misi enteni heyomi enthok o neshti chenni eth oabetiro yo anesbi fti oms jefes maro. Yep. Should we say it all together? Like from Elisabeth and Impe or Anton? Yalla. Yes. So we always start with a low verse, and then a second verse high, and then back down, and then a high. It's always alternating in the Kiahk. Yeah? So even in the doxologies, it's alternating. One verse low, one verse high. Yeah? Alright. So Elisabeth, yeah? We're starting low. 1, 2, 3. Elisabeth asmisen o shiri asmoti ebevran jeyo anes Zacharias bi oib av onen rofevos evnoti Embe onton frenni gen misi enteni heyomi efoni emok enthok o neshti chenni eth oabetiro yo anesbi efti oms jefes marot. We didn't link it very well, but can we try say it one more time and just focus on linking the verses? Yeah. So, avo onen rofevose evnoti embe onton. كده صح? Yes, we'll link it. Avo onen rofevose evnoti embe onton frenni gen misi. Yeah? Yalla, everyone together. 1, 2, from Elisabeth. 1, 2, 3. Elisabeth asmisen o shiri asmoti ebevran jeyu anes Zacharias bi oib av onen rofevose evnoti embe onton frenni gen mis نسي انتني يومي افوني موك انطوك او نشتي خني اث اوابتيرو يو انس بيرتي اومس انطوك او نشتي خني. So nishti is where we go fast. انطق او نشتي خني اث اوابتيرو. Yeah. هنقولها تاني ولا move on? Yes. Of on and off the force. Do you mean when, like, is the problem when we link it to the next verse? So I feel like that's a bit difficult. But that verse is hard. That part is hard as well. Yeah. So Zacharias be a wee bit slow. Zacharias be o weeb, and we cut be o weeb, and then of o on and rof horse evnoti. So quick all the way up to evnoti. Of o on and rof horse evnoti empe on ton. It's a bit hard because there's so many words in that first part.
You know what?
So we end up flat. Yeah. Of on and off evnoti. Oh, so Mpes jumps in. Okay. Of on and off evnoti empe on ton frenigen. So it almost cuts it off at the end. Yeah. The other tricky thing is that I feel like there's odd syllables. Like, because we're saying o on ton. Empe o on ton. It almost feels like it should be Empe on ton freni. Yeah. Anyway. We'll say it from Elizabeth. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Elizabeth asmisen oshiri asmoti ebevranjeyo nes Zacharias bi oib of onen rofevos evnoti empe on ton frenigen nisi enteni heyomi efoni emok entok o neshti خني اث اوابتيرو يو انس بيرتي اومس جفز مرؤوت. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we have to cut if naughty gets cut and impe or onton straight away. Either way, sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time we say side. So all right. So that's the 4 weeks. نرجعها ولا ندخل في حاجة تانية؟ Huh? So what I wanted to do was quickly go through the Tasbihah rights. We're not going to learn each part of the Tasbihah in depth. We're just going to focus on where the tunes differ and how to kind of figure out the tunes to go into. That stuff we kind of know really well, like the hymns of Kiahk we know really well. It's more so the things that differ. So we get obviously the order of things, and then we get certain hymns that we say the Kiahk tune. So Tenoyan, Tenoyan Sok. Yeah, Kiahk tune. Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to make the size a little bit smaller so we can see more than one thing at a time. So we'll quickly run through the order of Tasbihah, yeah? and then just like point out if anything's difficult or if you want clarification on anything. But we obviously start with midnight prayer from the Agbeya, and then we go straight into Tentino. Tentino obviously has a long tune for the first verse, but yalla, one day we'll learn it, inshallah. But Tentino is the usual Sanawi tune, and then we have the Kiahk ode. So usually what we've been doing is because it's kind of hard to say it all together. We say it. We say individuals. We say individuals. Yeah. So one person will say, "Oh, sing to the Lord a new song," and so forth, and we'll do 3 verses at a time. But they get to the end. He is to be feared above all gods. Alleluia. Oh, yeah. So that's the psalm tune. It's how we read the psalms in Agbeya. Yeah. So I will bless the Lord continually. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear therefore thereof and be glad. O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Alleluia. We do it 3 verses at a time, and usually it's just solos because it's kind of hard to sing it all together and it's so long. Okay. And then we do Amin Alleluia. So Amin Alleluia, we have to notice with a lot of the Kiahk hymns, there's a slower version of the hymn and there's a kind of up tempo version of the hymn, and we can't confuse the two between different hymns. So this one is the up tempo version. So Holy God, holy, holy, mighty, holy, holy, immortal, holy, Amin, Alleluia, holy God, holy, holy, mighty. But yeah, okay. So that's kind of the up tempo version of it. Ashan, there are other tunes that are very similar, but they kind of seem a little bit slower. I'm not going to confuse you. We'll get to that in a second. All right, just remember, Holy God, holy, holy, mighty. The words are a bit different. Sorry. Holy God, holy, mighty, holy, immortal, Amin, Alleluia. And we say 2 verses each side. Yeah? So usually what we've been doing is the second verse kind of has a high haraka. So if we go to like heavenly hosts of light, heavenly hosts of light and all the spiritual ranks continuously praise Him, Amin, Alleluia, myriads of myriads ranks. So the second one's a bit high. Do you remember that? Yes? Okay, good. All right, so Amin Alleluia, and then usually we go straight into the first horse. There is an Ipsali here, but we don't usually say this. We'll go straight into the first horse, which is all normal, including Khen or short, and then after each horse there is a special tune for like an explanation of the horse. That's said in the same kind of that same Kiahk tune. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell your people to leave." It's popular in Arabic, this one. But we often don't say it because it's just an explanation of the horse. That's all it is. So sometimes to save time, we'll skip through this. Yeah. Okay. Like we don't read it, we just skip it for the sake of time. It's a hymn for the first horse, but it kind of explains the things that we were already saying in the first horse as well. But then we say the next Epsali, which is Apahit Nempalas. Alright, now this one can be said both quick and slow. So we can say apahit nempalas hosetetreyas ageyatreyas, or we can slow it down a little bit. So apahit nempalas hosetetreyas. Both are correct. We just have to see whoever starts it, whatever tempo he uses. Just be very careful, Ashen. Sometimes we switch tempos in the middle. If people are rushing too much, they won't be able to do the slow tempo, and it'll switch in the middle. And then some people say it too slowly, and it kind of confuses everyone, and then we kind of go into the slow tempo. So that's the only reason why I'm highlighting the differences between the two tempos. Is it kind of clear? So the quick one is apahit nempalas hoseti etreyas, or apahit nempalas hos. It's almost double time, yeah. And then with this verse, with this hymn, we say 3 verses and then the refrain. Always the third verse is high. So just a reminder of that. Then we go into the second horse. Any questions up until that point? No clarifications? Yes. That's a good question for Mina, inshallah, next week when he's here. Mina Hani, because yeah, but he knows a little bit more about the origins of that Kiahk ode. I think he said last week it's not really specific to Kiahk. That's better to ask Mina. Yeah, better to ask Mina. And then we go second horse, and then Marn On as usual, the Lobj. And then there's also another hymn for the second horse, the same as the Lord said to Moses. Same tune. Let us all praise along with David bold and strong. As we don't usually say it for the sake of time. But it's just important to highlight that there is that one. And then Tishe Behmot and Totk. I feel like there's another hymn before Tishe Behmot. There isn't? I really need our presentation for this. I feel like there's another hymn before Tishe Behmot that we usually say. But it's not here. Malish. There might be another hymn. But Tishe Behmot we usually say in the fast tempo. We don't say it Tishe Behmot. That's a slow tempo. So we like to say in the fast tempo. Tishe Behmot Totk Evnotiem Besrail, and then whatever the English verse is. And then we go into we don't really say all of this. We don't say that. We go into the third horse. Third horse as usual. And then straight into Arab Salin as usual. And then often we like to sing Tinen, especially during Kiahk. But if you remember what Mina said last week, firstly, Tinen isn't specific to just Kiahk. And secondly, the origins of Tinen are very interesting, the origin of the hymn itself. So it seems like it was a few different hymns that were mashed together. Either way, it is a very loved hymn, so we probably will say, yeah. Tenuin Sok changes, so that's the first thing that we're going to take. So Sanawi tune. So there's only a short tune for Kiahk. In the Sanawi tune, in the annual tune, usually there's a long tune for it. So te n o e n so. That's the long annual tune. You can also say it like the quick annual way, which is تنوي هنسو كمبني تيرفتنر هوتي خاتكي like the doxologies ربسول سيلن مريم خني في أوي. So تنوي هنسو follows the same tune. That's Kiahk. That's Kiahk tune. So remember the introduction to the Kiahk tune is low and then it kind of goes up. So like if we were looking at Tentinem Pisheretesmos. So same thing with Tenoi. Tenoen sokem penihitir tener hoti chateki oten koten sabeko evnotim bereti shibinan. Yeah? Tenwen sokhem penitir. Easy? We're not going to go through the actual tune, but I'm sick of my own voice, so we'll try and just do the first verse together. Yeah, we'll sing it together. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Tenui sochem beni tirv teneroti chateki oten koten sabeko evnotem beritishi binan. Very good. And then we'll do one verse Coptic, one verse Arabic, most likely. And then it kind of gets faster when we get to the commemoration, yeah, because we like to speed up that part of Tazbaha. So and so on and so forth. Cool. Now we have a bunch of praises that we also include during Kiahk. The Tamagid for Saint Anthony, Maximus and Domadios, Saint Bishoy sometimes, Saint Moses, and here it's also got Saint Samuel the Confessor. Why do we include these Tamagid during Kiahk? I don't know if there's any other reasons, but the reason that I know is because they follow the same Kiahk tree. All the Desert Fathers, Tamgid, are the same as the Kiahk tree. So if we go to St. Anthony's Tamgid, in the church of the firstborn, in the assembly, like Ageios, O Theos, Ageios, yeah? That's the Kiahk tune. So that's why we include the Desert Father Tamagids during Kiahk. Any questions? Monastic garb? لا ما I can explain it to you later. عشان نخلص بس. And then we can also say the doxologies. But usually we go straight into the fourth horse. Fourth horse is as usual, but beautiful. We actually have something that we can focus on learning together, which is the end of the fourth horse. There are different ways of saying the end of the fourth horse. There are different ways of saying it. Again, I'll remind everyone the rule of thumb is to just follow whoever's leading, the way that they say it. But I had a couple of discussions with a few people on what's the right way of saying it. We didn't get anywhere. The way that we say it at our church is Alleluia, Alleluia, Alleluia. اسمه ابنتي خني إث أوابتي رونتاف Alleluia if Iranaf. So you'll notice that the verse is the same way that we say it usually in Sanawi. اسمه ابنتي خني إث أوابتي رونتاف Alleluia if. So it's just the Alleluia part. Alleluia if irana fim penoti jebi o unem pi ismo ibcho o is benoti jenane o salmos ismo erof empi tagro Entetevgom Alleluia. Now there is a second way of saying it, and there's an argument that that way is the more correct way, which I think some of the churches around us also say it this way. So it's the verse itself changes its tune. So Jena neo psalmos اسمه erof chempi tagro entetevgom Alleluia. So it's kind of the same kind of melody. It's just as melodic as the if iranaf part. I don't have a decision on what's the definitive way. I don't know if we want to make a decision or if we just leave it to whoever's leading on the day. There isn't an argument. You can say it either way. I think the differences just came out of different traditions. Like the churches in Egypt, they said it slightly differently. There's nothing wrong with it. But if we want to unify, I don't know which way we should follow. I think I believe so. Yes, there is a mixed opinion in Egypt, but the person I was talking to, so I was talking to Visualize last week. I think he was saying the more correct way, the way that Ibrahim, I think, seems to say it, is the more melodic way. So the Smoer of Hempi Tagro Entetelgo Malenoya Everana Fembenot in Jebione. Yeah. I don't have a definitive answer on that, so that I'm throwing it out to you guys and to maybe maybe not these guys. my personal opinion is follow whoever's leading on the day. That should be the general rule of thumb anyway. So we'll stick to a way to say it. Okay, خلاص. We'll reconvene next week and we'll let you know what way we're saying it. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I haven't sampled all the different recordings, so I'm not exactly sure who says which way. Okay. Yeah. 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 Inshallah, one day we'll be unified. I just want to highlight as well at the very end when we get to Nifini Ven and Doksava 3, we go back to just Sanawi and we don't say if Iranaf. Okay? So, Nifini Ven Maro Esmoti Ro Everana Mepchois Ben Noti Alleluia Doksava 3 Ke Yeah? Alrighty. After this, we get into the Ipsali. I don't usually say this hymn. I think we go straight into Aikoti and Sok. We don't usually say these additional epsilis. And then with Lipon. Lipon, does everyone know the Sanawi tune for Lipon? So it's the long tune. You can also say it the quick way, which is like Semoti. So Lipon Anshanto Otieti Perosevki Marinismo Epiran Enteba Shoisisos. That's Sanawi. In Kiahk, there's a specific tune to the Theotokeya, which we haven't always been doing. So again, this is probably something that we'll discuss with Magdi and let you know next week whether we will do the quick Kiahk tune or not. But I'll tell you the Kiahk tune anyway. So it's Liponan chantho otieti eperoseviki marenesmo epiranente bashoisisos. It's similar, but don't get confused between those two tunes. Yeah. So semoti erodike osothi etes maroot khenni heyo mijtimas noti eneskini. Can we say that together? So I'll break it up in half. Semoti erodike osothi etes maroot. Can we say that? So just half of it. 1, 2, 3. Semoti erodike osothi etes maroot. Again. 1, 2, 3. Semoti erodike osothi etes maroot. Again. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Semoti erodike osothi etes maroot. Listen. Khenni heyo mijtima esnoti eneskini. So khenni heyomi jetima esnoti eneskini. Okay. Let's say the whole verse together. Yalla, 1, 2, 3. Semoti erodike osothi etes maroot. Khenni heyo mijtima esnoti. Skinny. It's a little bit tricky, that last part, because of the JT part. Let's say it again. 1, 2, 3. Semoti erodike osothi etes maroot khenni heyo mijtma snoti eneskini. Easy? Yes? Yes. We'll get to that in a second. So that's the Theotokeyas. Between every part of the Theotokeya is an explanation. As far as I'm aware, the only one of those explanations that has a different tune is the 6th explanation. Okay? The one before Shere. Bas, I'm not across all the different ways that people do Kiahk Tasbih in Egypt. So there may be different tunes, there may be different, maybe more than one of these explanations that's sung in that tune. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's supposed to be before Tisha Behmot. Yeah. That's what I was wondering. I thought it was before, and I couldn't find it in Coptic Reader, but it is before Tisha Behmot. So that's the Theotokeyas. Beyond that, and there's one other hymn that we sing during the 2 other hymns that we sing during the Theotokeyas, which is I Praise the Virgin and O-M-A-R-Y. Those 2 are sung during the Theotokeyas as well. And then it's there's a special tune to Your Mercies at the very end. So we'll focus on that end part of Tasbih very quickly next week, just for the sake of time, because we're finished. Okay? So we'll quickly go through the end of the Tasbih next week, and then we'll move into the liturgy tunes. The liturgy tunes for Kiahk. Alright, I think we're done. Sorry, it was a bit more talk heavy when we got into Tasbih. Why am I opening that? Should we pray?
first we want to thank Mark. But just guys, try and come early. Otherwise, you're not going to get much out of it. So the idea of this is that it continues from week to week. Unless you hear the recording at home, that's fine. But we're going to start anyway. Even if it's one person, we're going to start anyway because it's important to do. But is the time slot hard? Is 7 o'clock hard? Is 7 o'clock hard? No, no. But for the others, is it hard or is it laziness? I don't know. If it's impossible, then we need to change the time slot. If it's just laziness, then we'll keep it the same. But the idea is that we need to have spend a good amount of time so that we can sort of learn the reasons for why we do what we do, but also have time to learn together. So try and give it the energy together. In the beginning, a lot of people are coming, and I'm noticing look at the week by week, less people are coming and they're coming later and later and later and later. We're not changing our starting time. So we advertise 6:45, but we're gonna start 7 on the dot. If it's one person here, if there's no person here, we're starting 7. You miss out, you miss out. But advice is, of course, try not to miss out and try and come as early as possible. If you're a bit like, if there's a lot of things to do, yeah, and you try and just free up this evening for us if you can. All right, thank you.
The Father and Son and the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. Thank you, God, for bringing us to this day. Thank you for your countless blessings. Thank you, God, for allowing us to come to church and opening your doors. Please, Lord, watch over everyone who is sitting here before you. Guide us and be with us in our lives. We pray praise and intercessions of your Holy Mother, Theotokos and Mary, Archangel Marcus and Bishoy, Saint Stephen, Saint Wannes, Pep Carlos. Hear us, Lord, we pray thankfully.